There might not be a lot that we can do for the world, but there's a lot that we can do for ourselves. So don't hold back. Give everything you can and start where you are now. Now that is something that I feel surrounded by the uncertainty of the world situation the past few years. When you see all kinds of chaos happening in the world every day, that is very discouraging, very discouraging. And at times that might make you feel hopeless. But in fact, there are still a lot that we can do as an individual. And the one thing that I realized is that if only we can spend less time worrying about what's going to happen, but rather focus on what we can do to improve ourselves economically, that's a pretty good place to start. Because once we can improve our own environment and the people surrounding us, when we get more successful with our lives, that's when we can actually do something more to help the people around us, give them our experiences, give them our enthusiasm of the new ventures, because everything is built from the ground up. The reasons why we feel so unsafe about the environment we are today is a lot of reasons combined, and a lot of that is out of our control. And for that we feel helpless, but that's not going to do us any good unless we actually try to do something to improve the situation. And what I realized this year is that feeling sad, feeling hopeless, feeling scared is not going to help myself, help the society, help the people around me, or help the world in any regards. So what I decided to do is that not only I'm going to start having more positive, good energy connection with the people surrounding my work every day. Also, I'm going to try to see how much more capable I can be as a creative person. I certainly believe the power of excitement and hope and looking forward to something new. So that's where I'm heading again. Sometimes we pause, we stop to regroup and to rethink, but that doesn't mean we have given up. We just needed some time to find ourselves again. And that's pretty normal. We're probably going to go through this for the rest of our lives, but that's only normal. Also, what I realize is that there's always going to be something unexpected that's going to happen after the pandemic. I am so much more certain that it's continually going to happen. So one thing that hits me is that we need to shorten the time that we accept the fact that we might have to do everything all over again, whether it's with our career or with our passion, with our urge to walk towards the goal that we once have. When that pandemic and situationship hits, we have to be able to get ready again in the shortest amount of time as possible. Because the more time that we spend on resentment, disappointment, hopelessness, that is only going to bring us down more than the situation. So I think we should be able to adapt what's coming faster than we used to. The faster that we adapt, the more capable we are going to be. I believe the power of manifesting. I believe the power of positive thinking. because that's the starting point where we starting to give ourselves a little boost, watering our little seeds of hope from within. And after a while, I promise you, you're going to feel that little sparks inside of you all over again, and that is just magical. And just like the birds supposed to be singing, flying free, human beings are supposed to believing in their potential and their dreams. We should go back to who we are. There's so much more that we can do. It is only normal to feel discouraged and tired. That's when you realize that was not the place you're supposed to be. That's when you will pick yourself up again. If without the hardships, if without the challenges, if without the difficulties, who can we become? So that's very interesting. Life will always be that interesting, full of obstacles and the dreams to be fulfilled. So instead of being discouraged, I think now is a very good time for us to pick everything up again. And as you pick yourself up once again, you will realize just how much stronger you have become after another trials in life. If you ever feel despair and hopeless in your life, understand that everybody go through the same path, go through the same negative feelings that you are having. But the most important thing will always be how you are going to pick yourself up after all the things that have happened. So in conclusion, I would gladly say that we are being able to do more with our lives. In conclusion, I would say that we should try more ways to expand our possibility economically. And once we become successful, that's a good time to give back and share our experience with the people around us. And with the internet, you can share with the people around the world as well. And I will also say that don't be discouraged about what you see happening in the West today or in a corner of where you live today. Because starting from you, that's the perfect way to start the journey, to make yourself believe that you are able to do so much more than standing by the political podcast or the news, simply just feeling scared and helpless. I would say, in conclusion, turn off the fear on any media and start living your life. I became much happier this year after I decided that I want to stop feeling disappointed and hopeless and fearful about what's happening in the world, but rather I want to go back to my old path, to use my free time to do more creative things, to share my thoughts, to contribute and communicate in the ways that I know how and that I love and that I can. Focus on the things that you are capable of doing is so much more crucial than feeling fear about the things that you cannot control. So that's why I say there might not be much that you can do for the world, but there are so many things that you can do for yourself. That is just true. So if you're someone like me who once feel hopeless, resentful about what's happening in the world every day, then you should start doing something that you love again. Pick up that old habits, pick up that old interest. Spend time studying online of how much more money that you can make. The only way to improve your life is for you to start doing something. So much more useful of just feeling. When you're actually doing, being active, you will realize that all the fears, they just disappears because you put yourself into action in reality, but rather the emotion that you are feeling inside. You are creating something that has possibility in your life. So regardless of what's going to happen with the world tomorrow, today, you're gonna have to start living a life that you enjoy starting from now. Move forward alone.